all of these beliefs create these diseases. And if you notice that anyone in your family members and you and all your other family members may have passed away from a heart disease, some form of a heart disease, I would deduce at some point in time that this was the belief systems that have been carried from generations all the way down to you. And those same beliefs were passed on to help you create those ideas that is playing in the subconscious part of your brain. And this is the reason why you may be having those symptomatic diseases, because subconsciously they are locked inside of you. And if you're willing and waiting to, break those diseases and to break those beliefs that are associated to the disease that may have been affected in your family, in your family's life, you can just go ahead and check out the link in my bio. You can do two things. You can check out the link in my bio, go to the webinar so you can get a full understanding, and it's completely free. The webinar is absolutely free. You can get a full understanding of how generational traumas can affect you, who you are today. Right? And there's a free gift associated to that. So you guys can go to the link in my bio, click on the webinar. The webinar is on demand. And you can watch it anytime at your leisure. And when you click on it, and you'll see it, and it'll be given to you, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Or it'll be an eye-opening experience for you. Or if you're here on this live and you want me to do part of your one-on-one session, and let me tell you what your one-on-one session will look like. The first half of your one-on-one session is me connecting with your ancestors. Oh, I forgot my sticker. The first part of the live is me connecting with your ancestors, meaning I can see your ancestors on the other side. The reason why I can see your ancestors on the other side is because I almost passed away February 5th of last year on the operating table. I woke up and they were slapping me on the face and saying, oh my God, we almost lost you. You almost died. Right? And after that, that was like my reset button. February 2nd. I don't know why I say February 2nd. Yeah. They were saying, oh my God, we almost lost you. And because of that, I am now able to see people on even more, strongly. I can see people on the other side. And I can go back at least about 3 generations back. So I'm a generational seer. If you're interested in allowing me to see your family is on the other side, you can go on, check on the link in my bio and click on, I don't think I have it up right now, but it's about to be in just a second. You guys can go to the link in my bio and click on live scan. And the price that's on there is the price. And that price is only available when I am live. Yeah, cool. It's up. That price is only available when I am live. And I can see your ancestors. You have to do it live. You can do it live here on TikTok or on Facebook. Just let me know. I mean, not Facebook. No, not Facebook. Live here or on here, or you can do live here on YouTube. Just let me know. And then the second part of your one-on-one session is a reflection of finding out what beliefs that are holding you back, like the beliefs and where they lie. Are they in your core belief system, which is the 12% that you choose to believe? Are they in your genetic belief system? That's what the things that your family created for you. Are they in your historical belief systems, the history in which your family have all lived through, or is it embedded in your soul? This is what a full one-on-one session would look like with me. You have the option to choose whether or not you want to do a 1 hour and 15-minute session with me. I increase the time because, it takes that time anyway. And that will just be the first basic part of the belief work. Or you can choose to do the 1 hour and 45-minute session, which includes the identification of the historical health issues that may be plaguing you in your family. So if you're interested in any one of those things, you guys that are live with me right now, you guys can definitely click that live button and pay whatever it is over there. And then we can do your live scan, or you can just book your session with me and we can go from there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, because we can continue on with this conversation. But interaction has been always welcome here. And for the people that are here, you guys already know that. Greatly appreciate y'all. Any questions? Any insight? This cantaloupe is good. Any questions? Any insight? And thank you guys so much for coming in, welcoming in. What do you guys think about, what do you guys think about what's happening today? Do you think that it's history repeating itself? Am I off the mark on that? YouTube, we about to say wow. It is repeating itself, definitely. It is definitely, in my opinion, it is definitely repeating itself. Absolutely. I think it's repeating worldwide, honestly. I really do. I think it's repeating worldwide. Because we can look at France and how France was in this flux for centuries. This is not the first time in ever that France was on fire because the people burned it down. It's not the first time. France was on fire, I think, last year. Not the first time that happened, right? It's not the first time that we have, it's not the first time anywhere. History is universally repeating itself in all areas, in all aspects. And it seems like history repeats itself every 100 years. I don't know enough history other than the colonization of Greenland, Canada, and Mexico. I get it. But I can tell you overall, and I don't know the in-depth part of the history of all these places, but I can tell you one thing, that history is repeating itself in all areas. And that's the reason why many people are trying to revolt it, because they're tired. They're sick and tired of it. Well, when it comes down to Europe, it's already been colonized. But I agree. Yeah, I fully agree. When it comes down to Europe, Canada, yeah. Canada still lives under the parliamental system. Who has a parliament? British. The British has a parliament. They're still living under that rule. So, and they don't like Americans. I can tell you that firsthand. Because I lived in Detroit the Detroit area for a long time. They cannot stand Americans. I mean, it didn't matter if we had a passport. They wouldn't let us come over. The red hats were the red ghosts. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. And it's interesting, like even in that, it's interesting how we don't see the correlation between the two. That's the reason why I love talking about his history, right? We look at the correlations even now when we talk about what happened to the people that were in Europe and how they were forced to live in this land if they were convicted felons. This was the new world. Hey, Rosa. This is the new world. This was the place where the people were exiled and placed into exile here in the United States of America. It is not surprising that our president is a felon. It is not surprising that he wants to add more people who are convicted felons to his cabinet and rule our United States of America. This is pertinent because the reality is this is what happened in the 1800s. This is what happened in the 1800s. These are the people who ruled our country. Completely wiped out and annihilated the Native Americans and forced the Africans into slavery and deemed themselves to be the kings of this United States of America. It's the same cycle. It's the exact same cycle. And we're sitting here looking at it and living through it and not doing anything about it, which is sad. And it doesn't mean that we have to take down the government. No, that just means that we need to clean up what's going on in our own lives so we can release ourselves from this energy in order for this energetic part of the healing of our country to actually take place when we're no longer associated to it. Because what it said when I watched Tomorrowland, because I love Tomorrowland, what it said there is you keep feeding the food, you feed the wolf that you want to see. If you want to see more demise and horrible things, then you're going to continue to feed the demise and horrible wolf. But if you want to see goodness and fruition and prosperity and abundance, then you need to be dissociated from that. And feed that wolf. Feed the wolf of goodness. But at some point, there is a parallel part that we need to stand up and stand in and walk in and stand firmly in that space where we actually make the decision versus just laying down and just taking it. And I can't really come too hard on anybody because the reality is I just got out of that idea. Literally. When I passed away, almost passed away, what ended up happening is I had to have a full reset because I sat there and I was like, well, everything's going to happen for a reason. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works, because if you don't speak, what's up, Mr. Radio? If you don't speak your life into existence, if you don't speak the things that you desire into existence, if you don't utilize the very thing that has been given to you, those power of the 62 is wrapped up inside of your DNA. The power of your soul family is connected to you through your subconscious. And as you are standing here in this United States of America, in this world, in this entire world, you are a walking miracle. Every freaking day that you wake up, you are a walking miracle. It took forever to create you. The timing had to be correct in order for you to be formed in this earth. You are that special. And for you to be that special, to keep your mouth shut and just allow life to happen, you are not utilizing the very gifts that has been given to you when you were placed here on this earth. And that is ridiculously sad. And again, I can't come down on you too bad because I literally just got out of that. Just got out of it. I had to literally almost pass away just for me to understand the full power of which I have as a human being. Even though right now at this second, my life does not reflect what is happening in the subconscious part of my brain, it's coming. Because I refuse to just live in bliss. I refuse to just live in ignorance. I refuse to put myself in a position. I refuse to put myself in a position that I'm just laying domicile. And yes, Rosa, that has been and has been part of our conditioning. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to put us in a position where we no longer have full utilization of our true free will. Our free will is not just the 12%. The free will that we have is the full 100% of our brain. But the problem is because we have lived here within centuries and our souls have been here several times, they are reenacted and placed into the system that is holding all of us back universally as human beings of this world, as the gods of this world. These systems were put into place to keep us bound so we don't know our full power. It says in the word, it says in the Bible that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but I'm going to say this so wrong, but the overall fight, and I'm paraphrasing like a mug, the overall fight is against the evil that is found in high places. And the evil that is found, thank you for the heartbeat. The evils that are found in high places are the very things that swarms in our air. That is a part of the system that we live in. It's the systems that we are born into that prevents us from obtaining our free will unless we choose to look at the trauma that has been placed into our lives and completely sweep it out and stop trying to keep crawling over it and crawling through it and going around it, where we actually just completely annihilate it. And that is our power, and that is our right as human beings in this world, period. That's universal for every human being. And for us to walk around here and just be like, well, that's how life is. You're wasting away your power. Thank you for the likes. You're wasting away your power. You're wasting away the very thing that makes you so miraculous. And when we come close to thinking we were powerful, we call it sacrilege. Girl, yes. And the reason why we get so close is because it's the dogma that has happened. The reason why we get so close, and then we get to this point where it's called sacrilege. We get to this point once again because we have the powers that be, and the powers that be are not the people that we see in this world that holds the power. It's the things that are wrapped around them. It's their subconscious beliefs that are playing out. It's their genetic makeup that are playing out. Again, like I said, our new president, or new old president-elect is a son, the son of America. And when we talk about the apple not falling too far from the tree, come on, man. That's common sense. That's 1 + 1. And we got 2, baby. We got 2. That is what he was raised in. That is what he was steeped in. And for him to walk away from that as though it doesn't exist it is a full paradigm situation that does not truly exist. That is just a fantasy world that we all are trying to make up in our head because we don't want to face the reality that the president that we have is a son of America. His foundation is flawed. And his foundation that's flawed, we still see it even now. The dude is supposed to be convicted today of his 34 count. And he is nowhere to be found. He's over there getting ready for the next 8 days to be the president of the United States all over again. Come on now. Come on now. And yet we sit here like, oh, I don't understand. No. It's in your face. You're trying to give benefit of the doubt when benefit of the doubt does not happen after a certain age. Those people who are now, if you're in your 20s, yes, benefit of the doubt all day because you're still learning, you're trying to figure out yourself, right? But if you're in your 30s and in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and the 70s, come on, your benefit of the doubt is no longer a benefit of the doubt. Who you are is who you are the first time. Like what's her name say? Maya Angelou. Believe people when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Believe them, especially when we're in this age group. 30s and up, believe them the first time. They're showing you who they truly are. They're not changing. Oh, no. If you can find yourself saying, oh, no. He didn't mean, if you have to justify the actions that are placed inside of you that are face, that you are looking at dead in the face, and you want to sit there and dismiss it as though it doesn't exist, you are playing yourself. Believe them, especially women must believe. All of us must believe. Because we got silly people out here, and I'm going to call them silly. I'm judging. I'm passing judgment. Today, I am being my full Virgo self. I am being my full Virgo self. I am being critical. And it's very rare that I'm in this space, but I'm going to be in it, and I'm going to be in it proudly. You have people who are out here crying and protesting that the milk prices are going to go down. And even though the president-elect has already stated he has no control over all of these things, granted, that's what he kept saying during his entire election, that he's going to bring down grocery prices. And you are looking at it in the face, in your face, and it's telling you it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can't sit there and just omit it as though it is still going to happen. The writing is on the wall. It's not going to happen. So because it's not going to happen, we got ding dong. We got ding dong that's about to be the president of the United States of America again. That is a reflection of who we are today as a whole, collectively. The United States is now the most idiotic place to be worldwide. The stamp is, I'm full Virgo today. The stamp is the United States of America is a full idiotic place. The land of the free does not exist. They are banning a little old app called TikTok. And they are banning it because they have no idea what it is. They don't understand how it works. They're so disassociated. They have no clue. Hey, Miss Stevens. And then on top of that, you got this orange guy who's coming back and saying everything is so amazing. Everything is so great. All this stuff, He uses the same words about describing everything. He has no adjectives and or adverbs to use. Yes. Yes, Tina, I am. And you have him doing all this stuff. And y'all want to still give him a pass? Okay. And it's no longer at the point where who you voted for, because I mean, to be honest with you guys, honestly, if I was in the right frame of mind, right? Well, not me. If the GOP was in the right frame of mind, they would actually have my vote. I would have voted Republican hands down. I veer on the left side. I do. I always have. I've never voted Republican, but I agree with a lot of their statements. But I can't find myself to vote Republican because I don't agree with a lot of their statements, especially when it comes down to the people who look like me. Therefore, because of that, they won't get my vote. That's just what that is. I agree with a lot of their policies. Ugh. She comes out every blue moon. And she comes out every blue moon. I try to keep her in bay. I really do. But I'm a Virgo. Straight Virgo. And usually I have my little tiny boss who stops me from getting to this point because he know. Mommy, calm down. So when he jumps in, it's him trying to keep me calm because he knows I'm about to win. Right? Y'all are hilarious. It's too much. This is off script, Keisha. Ain't no script. Not one little script. But thank y'all. right? But these are the things that are plaguing us, hurting us, and harming us as United States American citizens, as citizens of the world. Hey, kitten. Can't stop a train. No, no, not at all. My son does. He keeps me calm. But again, like I said, he's not here. So mommy's free. But this is the reality. This is what we're looking at. This is what we are seeing. And it would be remiss of me not to say anything about it, like fully say anything about it, because this is what I do and why I do it, because I'm sick and tired. I don't want my son to live in this kind of world. And if I could do anything and everything to prevent my son from at least 0.25% from living in this type of environment, then I'm gonna do everything I can to ensure that his world is better, so my grandkids' world can be better, and my great grandkids. I'm looking at legacy, and legacy doesn't always deal with the wealth of the individual. It can also deal with the spiritual aspect too, because in that is where you have your peace of mind and where you are able to be completely set free, because can't nobody take that away from you. Not nobody. And I mean it just like that. Very ethnic, very AAVE. Yes, can't nobody take it away from you. They can take everything away from you but your mind. And if your mind is cognizant of what's going on in this world, if it's cognizant, then nothing can hold you back from obtaining the true wealth that you are supposed to have in your lifetime. Period. Period. And if I can stand up, I don't care. Y'all gonna see my son. And he gonna be as rambunctious as he is. Right? Because that's who he is. And I want him to be in a space where he's completely free to be himself. So he can be the change that I want the world to see. I took that to heart. I had the little ring. I want to be the change that I wish to see. I am the change that I wish to see. That I took that to heart. I am doing that. And I am allowing myself to be in a position so my son can do the same thing. He is free to be himself. He doesn't have the rules and constraints that has held me down and held me bound, and those same ideas that held my family down. He doesn't have those rules. I am a single mother. Very single. And it's a positive thing in some regards, because he doesn't have those things that are holding him back in his most primitive times of his life. And what I have done, the damage that I have done within these last 3.5 years of his life, I am working my damnedest to make sure that it does not happen, that he is completely healed from this trauma that I caused on him because of what was going on in my life, so he can have the full impact of having a life and to have it more abundantly. Because that is the goal for me and for him. And as I stated before, that is my hope and my goal for you guys as well. Period. Hey, Ray Ray. And it's mortifying to look and to see the reality of what has happened to our United States of America, and knowing that our Congress people are the ones that have more power and more control over our freedom of speech than anything. Yet you want to ostracize this one app because this one app forced you to do your dang on job. For real. And you don't really work. Congress don't really work. Congress only work 100 days out of the year, and y'all don't really do nothing. This is the very first set of congressmen who has nothing to show for it. The only thing that they can go down for is this, that we got TikTok completely banned. Yeah. No, we didn't help our United States of American citizens. We didn't help our constituents. We didn't help them lower the rent prices to ensure that they have a decent livelihood. No. We increased those things. We made sure that those things continue to rise so they can suffer. Granted, they have made the most money that they have ever made, over 300,000, over 300% more than what they have ever made in these last decades, these last 4 decades. The American people are the richest they have ever been, and yet inflation has taken them out so badly that they can't even afford to stay in the places that they live in right now, let alone pay for the gas, let alone pay for the food to sustain them. The basic human needs are no longer being met or acquired. But you guys want to sit here and say, oh yeah, we're just going to ban TikTok. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Where are y'all priorities? come on. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, and it's just all you could do is just scoff at these people because you're like, what the? Y'all are so detached. Like, you work 100 days out the year. You don't do nothing. You get paid arm and leg, allegedly, through these things. Right. While using TikTok themselves. You got 2 president-elects that's on here on TikTok, and you guys, and the almost former president on here and talking about vote for us. Y'all didn't vote for us. Y'all didn't vote for us. Y'all didn't vote for us at all. Y'all pretty much gave us a middle finger and said, shove it up your black. I mean, your white. I mean, your yellow. I mean, your brown backsides. I'm not going to cuss. I swear I'm not going to cuss. That's what y'all said. That's what Congress said. F y'all. That's what they said. We don't care. You guys are not our priorities. We want to fight these wars so we can go ahead and ship these people of this land. So we can have real estate over there. Oh, I'm sorry. So we can have more real estate in California. I mean, dang it. Did I say that? Yeah. That's me being facetious again, Tina. All right. So that's the end of my free rant. Any questions? Thank y'all for giving me 7,000. Y'all really do like it when I get rantful. That's hilarious. It depends on if I'm in the mood or not. But yeah, the kid stops me, which is fine because I'll end up cussing and he'll be like, Mommy, you're using adult words. No adult words, Mommy, don't do that. Anything, y'all? Y'all got anything? I think I said too much. Thank you, Rosa. Y'all be able to catch all of this on our podcast. I'm gonna repost all of this on our podcast. Everything that we're doing is going straight to the podcast, so we can allow people to see how we are. It needs to be said. It's a little too late in some regards, but it's right on time for many, which is good. It's good. And it's good that, I mean, in hindsight, we're going to look at how this is going to be good in overall for all of the people here in America. It's going to be looked upon as good to have Agent Orange as our president again, because the reality is we need to break past this cycle that we continuously find ourselves in. We have to figure it out as collectives, that we have to understand that it's about oneness when it comes down to who we are as humans, not as the color, the content of our skin, but the character and who we are collectively. Because you did not say something for your fellow man, the situation that is going on that has been affecting them for generations is now going to affect you. In order for you to get some act right, now you're going to step up and you're going to say something. Yes, those houses in Altadena are completely demolished. Those houses that were created generations ago that was filled with wealth from Black people in Altadena, California, those houses are now completely demolished. But in the same breath, those cities that were surrounding Altadena that were primarily white, and those people were in that position, those houses are now burned to the ground as well. The goal was completely, the goal was to completely annihilate Altadena. That was the goal. The same goal that was created to completely annihilate, I think it was the third ward or the fifth ward out there in Louisiana when it came down to Hurricane Katrina. Those same things were supposed to take them out in order for land and property to be used and created. That's just point blank, period. We've seen it throughout history. We know what happens. But the reality is now is forcing everybody to collaborate amongst each other so they can start seeing that this is not about race. Maui as well. Maui as well. Maui as well. Maui as well. This is not about race. This is about the evil that is found in the spiritual wickedness and evil that are found in high places. And that response to the reality requires the human spirit to work. And the human spirit needs to be collective. And Black people were the first people that people can look at and point their finger at and say, oh my God, what happened? But the reality is that just an example of what they were planning on doing for everybody. To everybody. And because nobody said anything when it happened to the Black people, it is now spread to everyone. That's why I primarily point to Black people. We can even look at the Holocaust. The Holocaust was a reflection of how Black people were treated here in the United States of America. The Holocaust, the people who, the Auschwitz, the people of Auschwitz, and the little, sign people, the bald head people, they made the statement that they used those same dynamic tools and those same diabolical remedies and diabolical techniques. They used those same techniques that was placed upon Black people during slavery in order for them to create the Holocaust. The Black people are the first scapegoats. And yet when we are out here crying out to Timbuktu, nobody wants to listen. That's okay, because now the reality is everybody gonna feel it and everybody gonna see. And the hope is that everybody will eventually get it together so we all can be free. And that's what makes it a good thing, because no matter what we're going through, at the end of the day, all of us are now feeling it. And all of us are now being in a place where we have to understand it. And all of us have to eventually gather together and realize that the insurance companies are out here to hurt us. We're paying for insurance for no reason. They won't help you when you have health issues. They won't help you when you have house issues. They really won't help you when you have car issues either. It's a scam. Still get your insurance, do the things that you're supposed to do by law. Not saying anything that you can't do that, but I'm just saying it's still a scam. They only want to collect but not redirect back to you. Drop you like the blink of an eye. Oh, nope, sorry, we don't do that. We don't cover that either. Fire insurance. We're going to wipe that out because all of California has been wiped out by fire. Not all, but, the parts of California that are completely wiped out by fire. Who does that? People been paying for generations. And when I talk about generations, I'm talking about the 10-year span. And yes, not part of your policy. Sorry. Tina, you asked, what do you think needs to happen first that would move us as a whole forward rather than repeat? Well, the first thing that needs to happen is you need to look at yourself. You need to look at yourself. The first thing you can change is your own world. It's what I did. I didn't really start talking about none of the stuff that I've been talking about right now until my world was completely changed. And that was after I passed away. And I was like, oh, snap. And then I finally got my hernia fixed. And I was like, oh, yes, hernia's fixed. Yay. Now I can do something. But I had to get through the mental state of my own being, my own self-being. before I could even reach out and say, hey, guess what? I am a healer for real. And it's outside of my room sprays and heating and cooling packs and organic loose leaf teas and journals. Like, I literally have the power to heal the issues that you are dealing with, as long as you're open and worthy, and as long as you're open and willing. I didn't come to that conclusion until I had to work on myself and heal the parts of me that meant something to me before I can do anything with the rest of the world. Because let me tell y'all, we are global. The podcast has reached over into Africa right now, in parts of China right now, in a matter of weeks, a matter of 1 week. Black Cherokee One Tribe is now global, officially. We have tribe members that are in Germany. We have tribe members that are out in Holland. We are global. That part. And we are streaming, which is interesting too. It's cool. But the first thing that we need to do, honestly, is to work on ourselves. Honestly, we can't do anything more than that. Because you can't pour from an empty cup at all. You just can't. And drop weeks before, girl, I don't understand. Like, it's like too many things are lining up for it to be a miscap. You know, and the reality is, like, even what happened to Mario's brother, right? Because that's what we got to call Super Mario's brother. You want to come up, Ash? Ash? Ashley? Girl, I'm gonna get it right. You want to come up? Oh, it says that you did. That's why I'm asking. It makes sense why Mario Brothers did what he did. Because after he did what he did, we got all kinds of craziness that just happened with insurance companies. We're starting to see what's happening with the insurance companies. We're starting to see the reality of what's happening with the insurance companies. And we're not seeing this on the regular, we're not seeing it on regular news. No. We're seeing it on TikTok. Hey, Tasha. We're seeing it on TikTok. TikTok showing us what's happening. TikTok telling us what's happening. And this would make sense why Congress does not want us to be connected. Because, again, like I said earlier, allegedly, we have all of those CEOs that are giving insight to lobbyists who stand 2 to 1 voter. I think that's the term, 2 to 1 voter. Blinders on 1,000% on. TikTok represents the power of the collective. Yeah, that is frightening. Mario's brother showed me that my health is profitable. Girl, yeah, they make more if you stay sick. They don't like. Okay, so y'all know we got Healing in Black, and Healing in Black is the community that I created full of Black practitioners, and all of these Black practitioners, we all collectively come together to help you heal mind, body, and soul, right? The purpose of me putting this community together is because, one, we learned about the peasants insurance, which I don't understand. I still shop at Walmart, but I don't shop at Walmart with my own money. The peasants insurance was created in order for people to, when they passed away, the company would make more money off of that person unalive than they did when they were alive. And they would pocket that money as peasants insurance. This is what they did to slaves. And they got called out for that. Walmart did. And so many other companies. These companies are utilizing these companies are utilizing the ideas of our code to freedom. And low key, our companies that are the big major companies that hire you for dirt cheap work, they give you a little bit of money for a little bit of pay and you work your butt off, you are now their slave. And now that we have Agent Orange that's going back into the seat, all I can see is the whole Rockefeller explosion happening. And if you don't know what happened with Rockefeller is one of those people who helped to create the United States of America. He had a company that was so massive that he ended up employing a bunch of people, but he's the reason why we have labor laws and labor unions, because he treated his laborers so horrible and created these horrible living conditions for them to work. And they were literally slaves, working for pennies on the dollar and working just to be working. Sound familiar? And now that we have the Agent Orange that's there helping out the other billionaires that want to hire people and force these labor union laws to no longer exist. Oh, he's revered for real. No longer exist. Those nice little workers, the blue collar workers, yeah, those people are about to be overworked for no reason, just to make more money for the higher ups. This is the very thing that Rockefeller did. The very thing that Rockefeller did. And they want to, again, this all happened in the 1800s. They want to revert those laws that were created in order to keep the people safe through unions. And yet at the same time, many unions don't work on behalf of the people. And they are also found in the same position as the insurance company. You get paid for what? You're giving them your money for what? Even when it comes down to our dental. And I can say that because that's where I'm at right now. Same thing what happened to my personal health care. It took me 2.5 years and 4 doctors later to find the right surgeon that would help me. And I was constantly dismissed because I have the basic insurance. And he got that. Rockefeller got exactly what he wanted. He didn't want schools to teach scholars. He wanted schools to teach you to be a good worker. And that's what the United States of America have collectively found and have created within our school systems. We have a school systems that are completely geared towards creating good workers and not scholars and people who are creative thinkers. We also have the variety that people can go to, but it's going to cost them an arm and a leg. And how do I know this? Just like you, Tina Marie, I was in the school system for over 5 years. I taught in the school system. I know about the school system. And I'm at this point where I refuse to put my son in the school system. I would prefer to teach him from home. Because he is a black boy. My son, a black boy. And I already know the dynamics in which when you put your kids into a specific school, you already know what the dynamics are going to be. Statistically, black boys are the ones that are ostracized and criticized the most when it comes down to elementary public education. Point blank, period. That is stats upon stats. And I was always referred to the data. I am a natural analyst. But it don't take rocket science to understand that culturally, when it comes down to the schools, they are the ones that the Black little boys are the ones that are ostracized the most before they even get out the gate. They are not utilized to their fullest potential. They are already automatically deemed as the martyr of the school. Point blank, period. No matter how sweet, no matter how kind, no matter how well-mannered they are, depending on the style of school that you are going to put your child through, if you have a black boy, he's already going to be deemed as the troublemaker before he gets in the door real good. That's why I talk the way I talk. Creative thinkers, exactly. Same as me. The same as me. I refuse to put my son through something like that. I refuse to put my son in a space where he is marginalized before he even gets through that door. And treated with disrespect because of the color of his skin and not the content of his character. I refuse. And people question, oh, well, NaKeesha, you should put him in public school. Why? I was in it. I know what it's about, and it's universal. I know what it's about. And even putting him in a Montessori school or a magnet school or a science school, which I'll probably end up doing, it's still going to put him in a place where he's going to be ostracized and marginalized because he won't be around people that look like him. And that's my overall goal, because I want him to see himself. And I want him to be proud of who he is and proud of the people that he was created to be. Representation is important. As I stated before, I am pro-black. I am. But I love everyone. But I am definitely pro-black. I love everybody. I root for everyone. Nope. The education system, along with many other social structures, are slowly crumbling. Yes. And they should. Because not only do you have the idea of Rockefeller and how he created the masses in order for them to just be workers and not social thinkers or thinkers outside of their own space. The same situation that you have with the marginalized institution that creates these consistent marginalized institutions that automatically deem your black and brown sons to be in this situation, not for them to benefit and for them to prosper, but to be incarcerated. That is also a part of the system as well. Incarceration is a business as well. Incarceration is another form of slavery. Incarceration is another way to keep people down. The strongest black people and the strongest and the smartest black men and the strongest and the smartest brown men are more than likely have been found and are found in our prison system. And it was created that way because those are the ones that will fight regardless of the fact, because they know better. They are smart enough to know better and to stand up for their rights. This is the reason why Mario's brother is looking so cute and fine and sexy, according to a lot of people, with his tapered haircut and his groomed eyebrows and his completely tapered 5 o'clock shadow that's still groomed. The reason why that has been put into place, and as I stated before, the reason why that is because those people that are in the prison system have been in there for their lives, for the rest of their lives, and they understand that the reason why this man did what he did is because he was fighting against the system, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. So they are letting the police know and everybody else know that if you touch the head of this young man in any way, shape, or form, because we protect him, it is going down because we have absolutely nothing to lose. We ain't got nothing to lose. And we're smart enough to know what's happening, and we're smart enough to see this, but we can't do anything about it because we are incarcerated. But if we had the ability to be outside in the free world, best believe with the knowledge that we have and the understanding that we have and the practicality that we have, we will change this entire system. So if you touch his head, if you touch him, it's going down. It's going down. And they're going to say, it's going down, down, baby, your street and the Range Rover. That's what they're going to say. And so that's one reason, in my opinion, why the whole idea of Mr. Mario's brother not being in the entire, just saying, why Mr. Mario's brother is not being publicized as much, because the reality is this is what has happened. You had the mayor of New York, who is in a position where he is no longer in a positive light, and he's up for indictment, and he's backing this whole entire situation with Mario's brother, while he should be in a position where he should be keeping his mouth shut, because he could be the very next person that's going to prison. And yet again, it's still history repeating itself. Put the blame on someone else. Let them be the scapegoat so I don't have to deal with it. And the reality is that people still not sure if Mario's brother has been really found. Right? But that's neither here nor there. I think I'm done, y'all. I think my little rant is over. I've been keeping this bottled up on the inside of me for so long. I just haven't really been able to freely express myself. Oh, no problem. No problem. I'm about to give me something to eat. I'm going to relax a little bit because I ain't got the little one. And you guys can join us tomorrow for Healing in Black. This will probably be our last Healing in Black, I believe. If nothing happens, if TikTok is shut down on Monday, if the Supreme Court comes back on Monday. Oh, I'm glad. I was glad to hear you. Many of my feelings are the same. Oh, good. So I'm in great company as always. I love and appreciate you too. Healing in Black will be here on this platform. And then next week it'll probably be on YouTube. That's going to be the goal. Hey girl, how are you? I remember she just like you, Ash. I see it. Don't you say nothing. Hold on. I've been doing good all day. Ashlyn Key. There we go. Z, Zenofia. Is it Zenofia? Gosh, she comes in here from time to time too, and I get stuck with her name because she don't come in here a lot. You know what I'm saying? But when she come, I know who she is. Hey, boo. And I'll be jacking up her name too. And we had a long time phonetically speaking it. Yeah, it's me. It's not you. Have you ever seen Substitute Teacher by Key and Peele? And he's like Aaron D Nice. Aaron D Nice. Who else? No, girl. Oh, you gotta hold on before we leave. Cause that's me. I'm a hood teacher. Like, substitute teacher is hilarious. Hold on, we're gonna see it real quick, and then I'm gonna get off of here. But this is why I struggle with names, because phonetically, I struggle with names. I'll be making extra letters and stuff, and I don't mean to do it on purpose. It's just one of those things. I used to give people names, and like I have one of my dear friends. Her name is Katrina. Her name is Katrina, and for 10 years, she allowed me to call her Tasha. And I swear her name was Tasha. I would tell her, girl, your name Tasha. She's like, no, my name is Katrina. I'm like, no, your name is Tasha. And she's like, no, my name is Katrina. And so she would just let me call her Tasha. The same I did with Ika. Ika, I call her Erica, and it's Ika. And I'm like, oh, snap, I did it again. God, dog it. I'm a hot mess. So that's why it's very important when people come in, I specifically know their names, because my friend Tasha, aka Katrina, showed me that, girl, you gotta get people's names right. That's why I'm so adamant about it. My computer's coming up. I wish we can do dual screen on here. Hold on, it's popping up. So you can see it. Don't you leave so you can see it. It's hilarious. I find it hilarious. No thanks. Yes, he did. They gonna be good all year. The scene is overrated. I promise you. I promise you. So whenever I see your names, I'm him. I'm hood. Like, I'm straight hood. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it with all the inflections. That's why it's one of my favorite scenes. It was crazy because every time I would start school, like with my new set of class, my new set of students, yeah, that scene would automatically play in my mind. It is definitely underrated. You're more than welcome. You are more than welcome, because this has been like a little heavy live, and that's cool. But I wanted to end off with something funny. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you guys check us out tomorrow for Healing in Black. I don't know who's going to be here. They'll pop up. They'll pop in. Who's ever supposed to be here will be here. I will. That's, again, like I said, my friend of over 20 plus years now. It's been 20 years come 2026. It'll be exactly 20 years. For 10 of those 20 years that I've known her, I always called her Tasha. That was her name. And it wasn't. Her name was Katrina this entire time. So when I see your names and you guys pop in, I really do try to make it a point to remember them as you say them. Seriously. So if I say, can you say your name again? It's because I really don't want to go through another 10 years of giving somebody a name that does not belong to them. So I try really hard to remember your names. Hey, Liz, how are you? We got to finish your session, Liz. I ain't forget. I've been sleepy, but I ain't forget. No, she never she tried like maybe twice, and then she was just like, whatever. So I would always call her. I'd be like, hey, Tasha. She'd be like, hey, Keisha. And I'm like, hey, Kara. And we would just be talking. And then my friend Summer, and she's been my friend for almost 20 years too. My friend Summer was like, I would talk about her, and I'm like, hey, have you talked to Tasha? Tasha is so sweet. Tasha, Summer Tasha. And Tasha was like, nah, that's not my name. My name is Katrina. And Summer looked at me and she was like, Keisha, how you introducing somebody with a different name? And so when she did that, I looked at her, I said, girl, your name Katrina? She was like, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, hold on. I've been calling you Tasha this whole time. You let me? She's like, I tried to tell you, but you wasn't listening. So yeah, you just gave me the name Tasha. So I just ran with it. I was like, really? You got to be kidding me. Girl. So now it's like a running gag. It's a running gag between she and I. Like, I always call her Tasha and she called me Kia. So yeah, it's a hot mess. So I really, really, really try to make sure I know y'all names and not give y'all names, because I will. And you might tell me 35 bazillion times that's not my name, but because I have it in my brain, that's your name. Like even with you, Rosa, when you're like, you know, it's Oasis regressions now, but it's stuck in my head. I'll watch these daily regressiones because that's what I learned. I program my brain to think that. Yes, no problem, Kendra. I promise you, I try to take it. I make it a point. I try to make it a point. If I mess your name up, just please help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Because I'm trying. Mm-hmm. First impressions stay with me. Like, honestly, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. I took that to hurt too. I learned my lessons. Like, oh, okay, that's who you want me to see. Okay, I see it. Okay, I believe you. I believe you. I'm gonna leave you right where you at. But I believe you. Cool. All right. Cool. I know how to handle you now. That's how I look at it. You know. And sometimes the first impressions aren't always like the best. I give people leeway. I'm not that strict, but I do keep it in the back of my mind. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember. You said you used to be a teacher. Yes. I don't know how a teacher remembers first year. So what I did to kind of help me remember my students' name was connected with their personalities, or things that would help me to remember. So, like name by association too. That helps me to remember people's names. Like Ash. Oh, Ash. I'm gonna get it. Ash. Let me see. Hold on, Ash. Don't you dare. Ash Linke. Yeah. Ash Linky. Right? When I think about her name, I think about that candle that she has. And so it's like, I remember the very first day that she put her name in there, and that's what helps me, because I have to look at it and be like, okay, she spelled it out for me. How did she spell it out again? That's the name association that I would do with my students. And then the ones that I know even now, like I'm gonna see one of my old students, and he's now in 8th grade, but I taught him in 2nd grade. Ash, thank you, Ash Inkale. That's right. Ash Inkale. It's the I in there. But thank you, girl. Help me out. Ash Inkale. Oh gosh. And it's the laughy emoji face. But thank you, girl, because now you understand my dilemma. You now understand my dilemma. It's not the fact that I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm really trying. But my brain be overworking sometimes that I forget the smallest things. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Hey, mama. It's 444, so I think I see my mama. That's my mama walking through. But Ash Inkale. I said it right. I've been doing good, Ash Inkale, all day. Gosh. I got it though. But yeah, I would do name association for all of my students. I taught 100 students a day. When I taught. I taught 100 students a day. And that was a lot. It's a whole lot. And to remember every last one of their names, they would laugh at me if I forgot. And I would tell them, just like I'm telling you guys, if I forget your name, please help me out. Because, I got a lot on my mind. And I would associate, like I said, I would associate it with their personalities and their overall demeanor. That's how I knew the difference with their names. It was a ton. It was tons of names. Ugh. But there's still some names that still, linger in my mind that I know that they're going to be great, and I can't wait. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we ended it off on a good note. Ash Inkale, we got you, girl. In my brain, Ash Inkale. When you come in, I'm say it again, Ash Inkale. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, have an enjoyable night, and we'll be back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You're more than welcome. Thank you. 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. 12 o'clock noon. See, all the things I got to think about. 12 o'clock noon Central Standard Time and 1 Eastern. Good night. I love you guys all. I really do. And please don't forget to check out our podcast show. Connect with it. We are now streaming on almost all platforms. We're on Spotify. We are on YouTube, Y Music. We are also on iHeartRadio. We're on Pandora. Like, we're on all of the pretty much major links. And it's all for free right now, which is awesome. We are on all of those major links. Please check out our show. Share the word, spread the word with your friends and family, because they are the recaps of these lives. I'm trying to figure out how to do the recaps on YouTube so we can get those integrated, because, I'm working on streams of income. And if I can help myself with streams of income, then I can help other people with streams of income too. That's the goal. It's about making that money in the most productive way with ease and flow. All right. With that being said, your time is the most valuable thing that you can ever give. And I'm so thankful that you guys have spent the last 2 hours with me today while we dive down deep on this unscripted podcast show, aka live on TikTok. The very few lives left if TikTok is banned. This will be the commemoration of what happened within TikTok that changed the world and changed the mindset of many people. And I hope that your time spent with me today was not for naught. I hope you learned something, you felt something, and it has promoted you to think open-mindedly through your own lens and helps you to dive deeper into the restoration and the abundance life that you so desire. With that being said, I hope to see you guys here tomorrow, as I stated, with Healing in Black, and we're always here for your mind, body, and soul. Black Cherokee, one tribe. Deuces! Bye!